Hello, it is Tuesday, October 1st, so it's officially Halloween month. I am here to do a check-in. I just got here, it's my lunch break. I am reading I'm the Girl by, Courtney Summers. I'm the Girl by Courtney Summers. I'll put a little picture up. I am about 75% in already. I did start it yesterday and got to page 60. And then I listened to it, a lot of it earlier today. So I'm not sure if I'll finish it today. I don't really have any more time this afternoon, but we'll see. Oh, hold on. I just paused my Bob's Burgers that was playing. That is my comfort show. But I'm 75% in. This one is a lot. I like mystery thriller books. I wouldn't say this is mystery thriller, but I also kind of like, I'm fine with reading darker topics. I would say it does have a lot of trigger warnings. And now that I think back on it, Sadie and then The Project by Her also have like tough topics that they cover. And I did like both of them. It's just been such a long time and I wanted to read this one for so long that I kind of forgot about that. I'm sorry if it's a little windy. The windows are open because it's such a nice fall day, but there's quite a breeze. Anyway, back to the point. This book is about a girl named Georgia who lives in this town where it's very divided between poor and rich, and she is on the poor side. Kind of a little bit about her background is her mother passed away when she was 13. And then her brother, who's like 14 or 15 years older than her, came back while their mother was going through cancer and she passed away, and now he is her guardian. So she lives with her brother now in the house that they both grew up in. Let me get my food. Okay. I was just gonna unplug my lunch so it doesn't burn. But so they live together in the house they grew up in. He is her guardian. The book starts out, she's just turned 16, she gets hit by a car on her bike, and they rob her, and when she wakes up, she comes across this 13-year-old girl in the community who's been, like, brutally murdered, like, horrific what happens to this girl. And this girl that passes away, this 13-year-old girl, her name's Ashley. She has an older sister named Nora, who's just a couple years older than Georgia. And Nora wants her to help figure out who did this to her sister. So that's kind of the mystery aspect, even though I don't think it heavily dwells on that. All right, so it doesn't follow that mystery aspect too much. It is there, but I wouldn't even say it's like, maybe half the story would be fair. The other aspect of this story is that Georgia is a very beautiful girl. When you turn, there is like this club for the rich people in this town that her mother worked at before she passed away. And before she passed away and then had a horrible, very bad breakup with this company, she got fired. I think it was for stealing. And I don't really know what still exactly was the reason for this. But before she was fired and then passed away, Georgia was walking home one day, and Matthew, who's the owner of this club, picked her up, drove her home, and said when she turned 16, she should apply for a job there because she's really pretty, which is just creepy enough in itself. But so she kind of has this in the back of her head this whole time, and she is really pretty, and throughout the whole story, she talks about how much she can use her beauty as kind of like a weapon to get what she wants, and she's kind of learning like how much power she has in that. So she waits until she's 16, and then she goes there to get a job as I think it's an Ashburn girl. I could be saying that wrong. Maybe I'll put little text up. And basically you have to be 16 years or older for this job, and all these girls are super pretty, and they work at this, like, it's not like a club, like party, but like this private club for rich people. So she goes there for that, and that is the other half of the book, is her having this job. And honestly, the whole thing it's like, I just finished part 2, and for anyone who's read it, it's just how that ends. Just like, I was literally listening to it, I was like, we can't do this. It was so uncomfortable. I had to kind of, after that, I needed to move on, but I just had to stop. And now I need a little bit of break from it. So I don't know if I'm gonna go back because I just didn't like it. Like, the people that she's surrounded with just manipulate her. Outside of her brother, who I'm spacing his name, and then her relationship with Nora, all these grown-ups are just not good people. Matthew is not a good guy. Cal is Matthew's like assistant. He's not a good dude. Matthew's wife, Cora, she's not a good, you can tell Cora tells Georgia that she sees herself in her. And I can see that, like, they came from the same place. Cora's like, not Cora, Georgia is like a younger version of Cora, but you can tell that Cora's just been messed with, so she's not good anymore. She's like far gone as well. Georgia's mom really doesn't seem like she was a very nice person to her. It sounded like her mom was more of a mom to the brother, and then, you know, a decade and a half later she has Georgia, and they did not have a good relationship, and she told her she was worthless and not worth it all the time. So Georgia literally has no good adults. And like the sheriff so the girl who passed away, the 13-year-old girl named Ashley, her sister Nora, their father is a cop in town, and their mother walked out when they were kids, and he's like a shady dude too. So it's just like all these adults that kind of are around Georgia are not good people. And you can kind of, it's honestly, it's really sad. Like, there's never a good interaction with an adult outside of like her brother. So that is where we're at. Ted, down. Sorry. We're at 75%. I'm curious to see where it goes. That end of part 2 was rough. This evening I have to go to the library and pick up a few books and drop off a few books. And then my cousin and I are going to go for a hike since it's a cooler day. And then I do want to edit my September wrap up, October TBR, and then I have one other project I'm like working on that I want to do. So I don't know if I'll have enough time to read tonight. If I don't finish it tonight, I'll finish it tomorrow. But that is where we're at, and that is what I'm currently reading. So I will check in with you guys later, and happy October. Okay, I have my hair tied back because I'm going to eat my lunch and I don't need it in my face. But Ted's BarkBox for September came, and it is it went through a rough trip here. I usually get it like a week or two ago, but whatever. We're here today and I want to unbox it because I want to see later toys. So Ted gets the Super Tour box because he is not nice to toys. Like this little cutie, he will have this sock ripped off by the end of the day, and then there's a new toy in there. He got this cute little hamster one in the last box. Okay, I had to pause my video again. He got this cute little hamster one in the last box, tore the sleeve off, but the toy underneath was like another hamster, just not the cute fluffing. So that is this cute little guy, and that is the picture of what it looks like inside. So we got him. And then I'm so excited for October's box, and then Thanksgiving and November, and then the Christmas box, because they're always themed, and I love themed things. So then we got this guy. It looks like pieces of 8. Oh, it's a little chest. So it's a pirate theme. Oh, that's cute. So we got that, and these are what he needs. He needs tough toys. And I've noticed that lately they've been little treat ones. So he gets like one that's soft like this with the second toy in it, and then the other hard one are all little treat ones, which is really nice because I do like to give him something to work on. He's sitting down here deciding if it's worth it. Little treats we got. Swimmy jerky bars. And jerky trainers, porky ones. These are gonna go in my unopened ones. I have a couple bags of opened treats from BarkBox. I buy like bigger chews for him, but I don't even buy like treats like this anymore because BarkBox has me covered for the month and I don't even go through them all. And then we got some cute little minis, little booty bites. Pork and pineapple. Those are cute. So those are his BarkBox. I'm really happy it came. Yesterday I was thinking about it. I was like, where's my bark box? But we got it, so we're good. And I'm gonna give him these, and I just wanted to share that. So hopefully our fairy loot comes in this vlog, because that would be my, I always get the dates mixed up. I think it's my September box that I'm waiting for. So it should be here soon, because it usually comes the first week of the following month, and I'm excited to open that. So that is kind of my little bark box unboxing. I will actually check in later with an update or whatever. Hello. I don't know what that was. I am back. It is 6 o'clock now. Ran to the library, dropped some books off, got my new ones, and then my cousin and I went on a little hike. I won't really say it's a hike because it's kind of like a loop, but there's a walking path, so it's probably more like a scenic hike, we'll say. I just wanted to share with you the books I got, and then I'm gonna eat dinner because we got Subway, so I'm really excited about that. I finally got my hands on these two. I ended up having them on hold a few months ago, and then I backed off my library because I wasn't reading my books that I have here. So we take turns as we go, but I put them back on hold and I got them. These are new. I'm sorry, that's my dog. I don't think there's ever going to be a video without chaos. Hey. Okay, all right, I'm back. I kicked a street ball onto the carpet, and now he's walking back over here. He's Ted. We just let it be. But I think these are both horror books that came out this year. We have Ghost Station, which is an abandoned planet, a hidden past, and a deadly danger. It looks like it takes place in space. I realize that I don't know what any of these books are about. I forget. Like, I read the synopsises when I put holds. Like, I know what I'm getting into because I do like some kind of idea. But apparently I can remember a book and not a synopsis. This one says, a chilling twist on the cursed film genre from the best-selling author of The Pallbearers Club and The Cabin at the End of the World. Oh, this is Books and Lala. She likes this author. I need to read The Pallbearers Club because I can have a similar taste to her, and she's just a favorite YouTuber. So we got Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay, and then Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes. And there I am, filming in my cabinet. So those are those two horror books. Probably be good to read them this month, but we'll see. Because I'm trying to make sure I balance my library reads with what I own. It makes more sense that way. I have slowed down a lot in buying books. Like, I have my fairy loot. I didn't get book of the month. I've stopped a lot on book of the month. just because I noticed the books that I really want are always the add-ons and not like the month ones. So I've just been playing it by ear because I won't, like, I'll really want an add-on, but I don't care to read the one I picked, and I'm trying not to do that. And I am a little oily from my walk. So, ooh. Anyway, the other 2 library books I got were Kristen Hanna books. I've heard a lot about these, and I want to check them out. We got The Great Alone, which this one follows a family that moves to Alaska, and I think the dad suffers from some form of like PTSD, I think. Yeah, Vietnam War. And they kind of pick up and relocate to Alaska so he can get away with it, but when winter approaches, the mom and the daughter end up realizing they're isolated because he's going through so much. So I'm curious about that. And then I got The Nightingale, which I've always wanted to read. And now I've seen it more, so I'm just gonna give it a go. I don't fully know what it's about. I know it follows a few women, and it takes place in 1939. So we got that one. And that is our little library haul. So I don't know if I'm gonna take my makeup off yet. Sorry, I'm really close. I'm like oily, but I've been wanting to play around with it. So I might play around with eyeshadow since I already have everything else on, even though it's ready to come off. We'll see. But that is what I wanted to share with you. I did not read anything more. I'm still a little bit, like, I like the book, but what happens at the end of part 2, I'm still kind of uncomfy about it. It just makes me sick because she's a 16-year-old girl, and that is I'm the Girl by Courtney Summers. I'll put it up. It's a good book. I do like it so far. It's just, I'm really struggling with that last part. I think it's due, the audiobook and the ebook are due to my library the 3rd. I think they go back, I don't know if I have 2 days or if tomorrow's my last day. I only have 25% left, so I should be good with being done with it tomorrow. But we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to read tonight. There's only it's 6 p.m. right now, so I only have a few more hours till bedtime. And I would like to get a couple things done. So I'm going to eat and hang out, and we'll see if I check in tonight or tomorrow. Hello, I am here with my afternoon check-in. It is lunch hour. I finished Courtney Summers' I'm the Girl. I gave it 3 stars, which is my very neutral rating. I feel like I give most things 3 stars. I don't go too low unless I don't like something, as save for 1 or 2. It kind of had that same end to Sadie where you don't exactly know what happens. It's up for you to decide. Except I will say a little less than that because it kind of feels like nothing happens. And our main character, Georgia, just has a bad ending. I should not laugh. I laugh every time I'm just like uncomfortable or don't know what to think of it. But she really did not get a good end. You get some revelations or reveals of kind of what really happened with her mom and how that went down, and you figure out who murdered the young 13-year-old girl. But there really isn't any justice at the end. Someone gets screwed over. Georgia is basically ruined. What happens to her is, in so many different ways, it's just wrong. And there's no justice for it at the end. But I do like the story. I like how Courtney Summers writes. I do like the topic she covers. It is interesting to read. So I'm going to go with 3 stars. I'm just kind of confused because there really wasn't any kind of end. At least at Sadie, it was really up in the air of what happened to her, what happened to the situation. But this one, it's just, Georgia's just sad at the end. So I don't know if I'm missing something, someone can explain it to me. But that is where we're going to leave off there. I know I hauled these yesterday, but I think I am going to actually return them to the library Thursday or Friday this week because I did purchase them off Amazon. They were 2 books I wanted to buy, and I did check out the reading on the first couple pages, and I think this is something I want to annotate. And I don't annotate very often, but this writing is really pretty. So I do want my own copy regardless. So I bought both. There was this really cute like pack of 5 that you could buy by this author, but I'm not sure, like the paperbacks were all different than what the standard paperbacks are, and I'm a little bit confused like what kind of paperbacks. They don't look like they're the little mass market, which I love a good mass market, but if I'm going to annotate, I don't want that. And then I don't know, I stayed away and just got these 2 instead of the pack, even though the covers were really cute in that pack. Sorry, I always get little hiccups. I suffer from acid reflux, so if I ever like do that, it's not really a hiccup, it's more like acid coming up into my chest and it just hurts. So that's why I do that so often. But anyway, that's not important. I'm gonna return these. I need to pick something else to read. I'm not sure what direction I want to go. Excuse me. I was kind of going through the things I've read, and I was talking about how I read that thesis, the thesis file, or the Themis Files, that whole Sleeping Giants, Waking Gods, Only Human series that I read in September. I was looking at like things recommended on Goodreads, and the Murderbot series came up, which is a lot more popular, and I have heard it in passing, but I've never checked it out. They're not super long, so I placed a hold for the first 2 at my library, and I'm going to swap those out for these. But I don't know what I'm going to read next. We will see. But that is my check-in, and I will talk to you all later. I thought I filmed this when I got home on my lunch break, but it didn't save, so I'm going to redo it right now. I started 2 different books. The first one I picked up, I was between 2 different books, and now I've started 2 different books, I should say. So I picked up One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole. She was the same author who wrote When No One Is Watching, which I really, really, really liked this book. So I was excited for this. This one's been out. I want to see when it was published. So it was just in the bookstore. And they have the paperback. But this says 2024. So I'm about 100 pages into this. This is about a girl named Ken. And she suffers with dissociative identity disorder. So she has like 5 or 6 other people living in her head with her. And she kind of, herself disappears for 6 years. And the other people in her mind live her life for her. And then she comes back one day. And she has this job being a caretaker of this old estate on this island. So you don't really... This island, gosh, I'm like tongue-tied to see how to say where this goes. So she wakes up, one of the people in her, I don't know what to call them, so I'm sorry, one of the other people that live in her head kind of applies for this job. She comes to it like a couple days beforehand, so she's now at this island, and she's going to take care of this house caretaker for a historical building on this island, but she can't officially start until she stays one overnight at this house. So that is like one part of the story. And then the other part of the story is someone dies. I don't know if it's like another human being or if it's another person in herself. I'm thinking it might be another person within herself is going to be the victim, but I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far, and I am 100 pages in. I do like the concept. I am debating DNFing it because it's not doing what I want it to do. So we will see. I haven't fully decided yet. So because I decided to set that one aside to see how I feel about it, I picked up my other option. I have my camera like awkwardly up here and I'm reaching at my bookshelf. I picked up the second book in this little series. The first one was the XX. I read that one a couple years ago. And this is the second book. And this is about the cousin of the girl in the first one. And her love interest is one of the Penhallow brothers, because each book follows a Penhallow brother, and there are 3 books. And this one is about the one Penhallow brother moves back from Wales, opens up a little witchcraft shop, but he opens it up right across from the one that Gwen runs with her mom and her cousin. So they kind of have that little rivalry going. And then it is also about some new witches that come to town, and they have to team up to figure that out. And then Gwen's also losing her magic, and that's our main character. So they have to solve that problem. I'm also about 100 pages into that one, and it feels just like the first one from a couple years ago. I'm not a huge romance reader, so I very rarely, I like to sprinkle them in, so I don't have too much more on that. We'll see. I do have some romances I really like. I don't want to seem down when I talk about it. It is going good so far. So that is The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. On top of that, I ran to the bookstore because I dropped those. I ran to the bookstore because the most exciting thing ever, I thought it came out a little bit later, but Hair came out by Sabaa Tahir, and she wrote my favorite series, which is, I forgot the one book, The Emperor and the Ashes series. I love this series. I want to do a reread of this maybe next year. They even came out with the new covers, the paperback ones that make a picture on the spines, so I love that. I saw an arc of this someone sold to I don't remember what it was called, but one of the reusable bookstores up like an hour from where I live. And I didn't get it because it was like $40. And I was like, you can wait till it comes out. But it did. It came out October 1st. I don't know a lot about what this one is about, but I'm going to read it regardless. I'm just hoping that it's not one of the Fairy Loot picks, because I haven't gotten my Fairy Loot box for September. And I haven't seen anything on what those 2 books are that would come in it. And I don't know what October's is so far. So if it is, it is. But I'm so excited about this. And then I also picked up Frida McFadden's The Boyfriend, her other new release, because I really do love hers. My favorite book by her is The Coworker. So I need to get a copy of that because I read it on Kindle Unlimited. But those were my 2 books I got from Barnes today. I am going to do a little pile of all the books I buy this month. I'm going to count all the books I buy or I received this month, because I'm going to count my September Fairy Loot box in October, just because it's always the next month that I get them, and I'm going to do it that way. So it is only the 4th and we have 6 books, because I have these 2, the 2 Fairy Loot ones, and then the 2 Christy Hanna books, The Nightingale, and I don't remember what the other one's called. But we'll see. We'll see. I want to see how many I end up with and see if I need to back off again, because 6, and it's October 4th, seems kind of bad, but I also might not buy any for 2 weeks, so we shall see. But that is my update, and I will check in later. morning. Happy Friday. I am so excited it's Friday. I have to leave for work in about 10 minutes, but I thought I'd do a little check-in while I get my Bearded Dragon Days breakfast ready. And since we're like here doing a filming, I'll just pull him out since he is the only one awake. Come here, Feisty Feist. Born feisty and crazy. This is our feisty man. He is awake, but he is a grumpzilla when he wakes up in the morning. We'll see. Can you go on my shoulder? Okay. Dracarys, my other bearded dragon, I think is getting ready to go into brumation. Which makes me sad. I don't like when he goes into brumation because I love him so much. But he has been a sleepy little bug all week, so I've just left him alone, and that is how he usually is when it happens. He usually doesn't go into brumation too long, which makes me happy because and they can go anywhere. I think it's from like a couple weeks to a few months, just depending on where you live. And it's very up in the air when it comes to captive bearded dragons. Usually it's a cold season thing, but he usually goes in early, sleeps for a couple weeks, and then I get him back. So we'll just let him do his thing. This is the first year where I have more than one lizard, so hopefully my little itch to want to snuggle him won't be as bad, but I doubt it. This little guy won't go into brumation this year. He is out when the lights come on and goes to sleep when the lights go off. Okay, never mind. He's going to go back in because I can't hold him and situate. But when Dracarys wakes up after these months, he's going to be a hungry little turkey, and he is an energetic little turkey when he wakes up. So I'm going to get an extra bugs on hand. The last year after he came out, he was in it for 2 weeks, and then when he came out, he ran around like a wild man for 2 weeks. Like, no joke, he did not want to be in his enclosure at all, ever. He'd be up before me. He'd eat anything he could find. I think that's okay. We'll start with those 8 and then feed him some more. Sorry. And then I dust him with these. This is like a book channel, but it's also an animal channel. My 2 favorite things. I always give him, when they're babies, they eat quite a bit more. And Day is 4 months old now. So I usually feed him breakfast, lunch, dinner, and that just works. He's fine. He's healthy. I'm not worried about him. He eats plenty. He eats everything. He even eats salads since I got him, which is really good. If you've ever owned a bearded dragon, sometimes they're picky. I got lucky with mine, but Dracarys didn't pay attention to salads in the beginning. He loves salads. So we got a little dusted bug mess. I was going to do an update on this, but I just talked about my little lizards for almost 4 minutes. I read a little bit more of this last night. This is a short book. I think it's like 304 pages, it looks like. We're at the point where Gwen and Wells, they have this little kiss moment, and it's on the back here, so it's not a spoiler. They have this little heated kiss moment, and their little battle because she doesn't like that he moved in a shop right across the street, which I totally get. Oh, my camera's shaking. I shouldn't be touching this. I have you balancing on top of another enclosure while you do this. Sorry. But they have their little moment. Now they're kind of friends, and they agreed to stay away from each other, but I think we're finally getting to the point where Gwen's starting to lose her magic, and we've met one of the witches from the new clan, so things are going to pick up. And that's kind of where we're at. I do like it so far. I noticed that the 3rd book in this series comes out October 15th, I think. So we'll see. I kind of just want a good thriller, too. I'm kind of feeling like I should DNF that one book I talked about yesterday, One of Us Knows, and return that to the library. because I have a couple holds and I can return that with the Christy Hanna books since I bought those and they should be here today. And then I kind of want to read one of my Frida McFadden books. I got her I love The Coworker. I've read a handful of other ones, but I picked up the boyfriend one yesterday, and I've had The Teacher for a while, and I kind of want to read The Teacher. Also, my Kindle, I thought I'd like put it down somewhere. You know when you put something down somewhere and you forget it, but you kind of know like in your head like where it is, but not? It probably sounds really stupid. So I thought I put my Kindle down somewhere at home. I didn't. I just didn't put it back in its Kindle sleeve and set it next to its Kindle sleeve in my book sleeve, because I have one book sleeve with my little planner and my Kindle and then some pens if I'm not using it for another book, and I just slipped it in next to all of it. So I thought I just didn't have it the last 2 days and it was gone, but I found it. So even though I buy those Frida McFaddens, I'll probably read it on my Kindle. That is our morning check-in. I'm really happy it's Friday. I'm gonna grab a tea this morning, a chai tea, maybe even a pumpkin chai tea, because those actually are good. And I'm gonna get through this day, and I'm gonna either read tonight or I'm gonna ask my cousin if she wants to play Baldur's Gate. And tomorrow we're going to a pumpkin patch. So happiest Friday. Hello, so I am here with my Friday check-in. It is the evening now. I've been off work for a couple hours, I think. I'm not sure, but I have some reading updates. I am gonna DNF, one of us knows. I don't really have any interest in continuing. I am about a third of the way through it, so if you don't like something, don't read it. Maybe another one will work. The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. I am on page 172 of just over 300, so maybe 125, 30 pages left. So far it's good, feeling very 3 stars to me. I don't have too much to really say on it. They have finally met the witches that are kind of wanting to take over the ley line power in this book. I never really talked about that, but there's like another coven that comes to this town, and that's like part of the plot. So they've met them and they're invited to a party, and they just left that party. This does have some fake dating in it though. It's very far in, and I don't know if it counts as fake dating, so maybe it's not, but they just pretended that they were a couple to get out of a situation. So that is where we're at. And then I just really want a fast-paced thriller. So I picked up The Teacher. I'm on chapter 19, almost 100 pages in, and I've just been reading this outside since I got home, and I love this so far. So The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I am reading it on my Kindle just because it's, easier to hold, but I really like Frida McFadden. I need to get my favorite book by her, which is The Coworker. That one's my favorite. This one follows 2 characters so far. The parts might get broken up where you see the rest of them, but I only see it following Addie and Eve right now. Eve is a teacher at Ketchum High with her husband, Nate, and then Addie is a junior. And Addie's sophomore year, one of the teachers ended up resigning because there were rumors going around that he was had a relationship with Addie. So far she denies all of that. There's clearly something going on because everyone keeps saying Addie's watch out for her, and she's done a couple weird things where I'm curious what she's up to, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on. So far I really like it. Just like I've liked most of her books. I've read a handful. And I am excited to keep reading this. I think I might read it when I turn the camera off and check in a little bit later, but so far so good. That is basically what the premise is, but I don't know anything else because that Addie went through this situation with a teacher. This teacher was good friends with Eve, so she's upset about it. But you don't really know anything else, and there's clearly something that's going on. But outside of this situation that happened the year before the new school year started, and that's like all you get. And I'm 90 pages in it, and a lot of weird stuff is happening, but I got about nothing else. So that is my update, and I will come back later if I read more tonight, which I feel like I should, but we'll see. But that is that. I think I could devour this by the end of the weekend, because when The Coworker came out, I read that in a day. And I loved that book. So I'm excited about this. And I'm excited about the other one I picked up that I showed yesterday, The Boyfriend. So we will see. But I am a Frida McFadden stan. I think she does great. Happy Saturday. I am here. I'm here. I don't know why I said that. It's 2 p.m. I just got back a little bit ago from running some errands with my cousin. So there's a few clips. We went to a pumpkin patch, apple orchard / farmer's market because I wanted to get some apples, which I did. I took them out of the bag, a bunch of Honey Crisps. I was gonna make an apple pie. I think I'm actually just gonna eat them as snacks. So I got that, and then I saw this recipe for butternut squash, so I picked up one of those because I really want to try that. I don't remember exactly what the recipe was called, but I saw it twice pop up, and I text messaged or forwarded one of the videos to myself because I want to try that for meal prep this week. But we got a lot of good apple snacks. Part of my meal prep, my cousin is coming back over here in a few hours because we're gonna go to Sam's Club, and then she's gonna make dinner at my house. But I want to do a check-in. I want to kind of make sure I'm staying on top of this. We went to the apple orchard, then we ran down to the library because I wanted to return a few books. I returned One of Us Knows, the one I DNF'd. I did drop that one off, and then the 2 Christy Hannahs I dropped off because I have my copies, so I want to read one of those this month. And then I had 2 pickups. I have the second book in the Murderbot series. Pretty sure this is the second book. Artificial Condition. Usually I say on the side, but this one doesn't. I'm going to double check before I start that. But yeah, the first one wasn't ready, so I might go back down there Monday or Tuesday. I'm not too in a hurry for that, but I do have the audiobook for the first one, and I only get 2 weeks with the audiobook instead of a month because you can skip the line. So I did that because I am really interested in this series. I just like to have the physical book in case I want to read it, but these are just little babies. So I thought maybe I could get through this series and get some more read books for the year of 2024 since we're in October. And then I got Phantasma. And I did not know this was book of the month. I have a book of the month credit, I'm pretty sure. I might grab this myself. I don't know what I come on here to talk about the books I pick up, and I know nothing about them. I don't even have an idea. I remember reading it, but for some reason I can't remember synopsises. All I remember is I liked it and I checked it out, or I bought it, or whatever it is. But when I read a book, I am somebody who can recall a book from 5-10 years ago. Not in perfect detail, but enough to where I don't always need to reread things. So I don't know why my memory just throws synopsises in the garbage. But this one says, Phantasma only has 2 rules: stay alive and don't fall in love. I'm pretty sure this is a game. Yeah. It says the only way for Ophelia to save her sister is to win, but Phantasma is a cursed manor full of twisting courtiers and lavish ballrooms, staffed by enticing demons and fatal temptations, and Ophelia must conquer all 9 floors to succeed, if her fears don't overtake her first. I think that sounds interesting. And doesn't that kind of give you October fall vibes? And I'm sorry for how I look. Right when I got back from my errands with my cousin, I put on my cleaning clothes because I'm gonna clean this place. I usually, every weekend, I scrub. Some weekends I deep clean more than others. Like last weekend, I rearranged rooms. So this weekend, I'm gonna actually clean things more. So that's why I look a little bit worse than usual, because I'm gonna start cleaning right after this check-in. But I picked up these 2 books from the library, and I think this is a beautiful cover. I kind of like the protection on it, the library's protectiveness, because it kind of just makes it shiny. It's pretty. So those are the 2 pickups, and then I'm not any farther into The Kiss Curse by Aaron Sterling. I have my big over-the-ear headphones charging right now because I'm going to listen to that while I clean and hopefully knock a good chunk out. I'm going to check in before my cousin comes back over for dinner, where I'm at. I'm hoping I can get this done today, and then I can binge this evening, unless we play not Dungeons and Dragons, Baldur's Gate, because I'm going to ask her after we eat if we should play Baldur's Gate. So more like binge this tomorrow and get this done today. I don't think I read any farther in The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I'm on chapter 19. I am loving this. I actually ended up going to bed super early. I thought I would snuggle up and read, but I went to bed at like 8:30. But I do notice when the weeks go on, there's so much to do, and I get up around 5:30. It just wears on you as the week goes on. So Fridays I usually fall asleep really early. But, so no updates on this, but I really like this. This is so good. One thing I will say, I talked about there's the 2 characters that you follow, Eve, who's a teacher at the school, and then Addie, who is a student at the school. And the previous year, she had like rumors being spread that there's something going on with her and a teacher. And you're getting little bits of that, but she's like back at school, Addie, and Eve's husband works at the school too. And he's like this really handsome guy, and he's like taken an interest in Addie. And at the end of chapter 18, there's like a little bit of favoritism being put towards her. And it's so weird because she's so upset, like one would be if rumors are happening with this teacher that got fired. But then she's like happy that this teacher's interested in her. So I'm really curious to see what Frida McFadden's gonna do with that like plot twist, because it has like its basic little synopsis on the back. You can pause if you want to read, but you really don't get anything from that, like nothing. And the first chapter starts out in Frida McFadden regular style, where you don't know who's talking, and they're burying a body in the woods. So I have a lot of questions, because it's so weird, but it's so good. But those are my updates here. I'm hoping I can, while cleaning it, I can knock this one out, because I don't have too much left. But that is where we're at. And just for like funsies, so I have told myself I like to buy cleaning supplies. I like cleaning supplies. I find cleaning calming. I think that's a common thing for people. But I had so much that I stopped buying it for quite a while, because I was like, you need to use what you have and then you can go buy more. So I finally just have a little bit left in like 2 bottles. So I went to Target and got more in the errands this morning. I got these Scrubby Bubbles. I have not seen this scent. So I got the spray and the little foam one, the Bath and Grime Fighter. Got those. And then I got my favorite Clorox scent. I love the coconut one. I can't wait to just scrub with it. And then the Acorn Spice by Myers. This comes out every fall. I love the smell. I have one of these I keep at work to clean my desk off in this scent. And this is my favorite scent. I literally got it in the spray, and then I got a soap just because I really love this scent. So these are all my fun little cleaning supplies. And I'm gonna go clean up the house, listen to this book, check in when I'm done, hopefully get some B-roll clips, and then I probably won't talk to you until tomorrow, after my check-in later today. So that is where we're at. I hope everyone has a great Saturday. Hey, it is Saturday evening. Let's see, 7 o'clock, 7:09 right now. I have about 40 pages left in the Kiss Curse. I'm not really sure exactly where I'm leaning at it rating wise yet. It'll probably be a 3 stars. I'm feeling more 2.5. It's not because it's bad, it's just because nothing's really grabbing my attention. But that's where we're at. I do want to wrap this up. I'm gonna try now. My cousin did come over when I was like in the middle of finishing up cleaning, so didn't get a check-in, but got pretty far into this, about 2 hours worth, and have not made any progress on this. But she's driving home right now. We live about 10 minutes apart, and I think we're to play some Baldur's Gate, so I'm gonna get ready and play that. We did go to Costco, and I got all my meal prep for the week, so we're set. Like, I'm set. And then she made dinner at my house tonight, so we had these little crispy chicken burgers, and it was good. So that is where we're at. I think I'm going to try to read that right now until she calls, and then hopefully have a good check-in tomorrow morning. So hope everyone had a good Saturday. I will talk to you later. Hello, I am here with my check-in. It's Sunday morning. I finished the Kiss Curse. I actually finished it this morning. I had like 20 pages left. I am gonna go with it and give it 3 stars. It had like a good like twist for a romance book at the end. Like, I thought I understood the situation of like who did it, but I was wrong. So that was kind of a welcome surprise. I'm not sure if I'm going to read the 3rd book in this series, which follows the middle brother. That comes out middle of October, I think. I haven't decided yet. But this was, good. I like the characters, nothing wrong with it. And then I'm going to try to read as much as I can of The Teacher today. I'm heading to my parents' now. I guess it kind of is quite a big chunk, so we'll see where it goes. But I'm heading out to my parents' house now. I'll be back probably mid-afternoon. It's about it's like 9 o'clock. I think it was 9:07 when I came back upstairs. So I'm gonna go do those things, and then I will check in when I get home. Hello, I just got back from my parents' house. It is 4 o'clock now. I left around 9:30. I read a good chunk of The Teacher. I went from chapter 19 to chapter 46, so we moved quite a bit, even though I'm reading on my Kindle. My worst fear has come true, and there is a teacher-student relationship, which I kind of assumed was going to happen. I'm just wondering what his secret is, and what her secret is, and what the wife's secret is. Because there's so much of weird stuff going on. I don't know. And there's this bully in this book that's bullying Addie, who's the high school girl, and she like bullies her to like next level. Like, she puts shaving cream in her locker, trips her, knocks all her food on her. Like, she does some really mean things to her. But I can tell she has a secret too. So I'm really curious to see where this goes. I think I'm like 55% of the way through, maybe close to 60. But I do like it. It's Frida McFadden. It moves, it's fast, it's engaging. So that is why I like her thrillers. And I love this cover. So that is where I'm at here. I don't know what I want to pick up to read next or what I want to listen to this week either. So we got to look at that. I was looking at the book of the month because I haven't gotten a book of the month in the last 2 months. Just because I noticed they started, I don't know if it's everyone, but for me, I noticed that the books I wanted were always add-ons, and then the book of the month, I never really wanted any of them. And there isn't one this month that I want either, but one of, like when you go to the bottom, you can pick members' favorites, and that can be your pick for the month instead of the options they give you, and there is one in there that I want. So I think I'm going to get that because there's 2 other books that I would like to pick up and I would like to own. One of them is a thriller from my library, but I really, really want to read it, and there's like 20 or 30 people ahead of me in line. So I think I'm going to get that one. And then that library book, Phantasm, I don't remember what it's called. I might have to pop a little picture up. That one's on there too. And I think I might grab it since it's just $10 for an add-on, but we will see. I'm home now. I have some laundry I want to put away. And then I stopped and got from Flapdoodles, which is an ice cream place here. Obviously it's ice cream. I got a little pumpkin cake roll ice cream because I thought that would be good. So I'm gonna probably hang out for a little bit, then put my laundry away. I might read. I'm debating if I want to game with my cousin for a little bit, but I also think I should edit this vlog and get that done and then read and just chill this evening. I don't know, but we're gonna do this and I'm gonna eat dinner and I'm gonna do one more check-in this evening to wrap this vlog up. Then I'm gonna get this edited and out tomorrow. So I will talk to y'all later. All right, I'm starting this week's vlog. It's Monday, it's lunchtime. I'm still reading this. We're about the 55% mark. I'm gonna read it tonight when I get home. And then I listened to the first Murderbot book this morning while I was working away and doing paperwork. It was only 140 pages. It's a sci-fi book, so it followed this character that's half robot, half human, I believe. I could be completely wrong, but he is like a security bot, and he's assigned to this group of scientists that go to another planet to do like an exploration. And it's very common for teams, so like big companies will own all these bots, which our main character is, and they will lend them out to people who do things because you travel from different planets, so sometimes you need these backups. So I think there's security bots, and then there's military bots, and he's a security bot, or they're a security bot. There is no like gender to them. So they're a security bot named Murderbot. They named themselves Murderbot, and they kind of help this team of scientists who someone sends to kill them on this planet. They help them get out of it. And that's what the first book is about. It's also about Murderbot wanting to figure out who they are because they don't know what they want. There's this little backstory about, so they deprogrammed themselves. You learn that at the beginning of the book. They like bypassed their program to the person who owns them, so they don't have to take those orders from them. And before that, they were taking the orders and they had like a malfunction, a glitch, and they like killed the whole group of people they were with. So they bypassed that, so they didn't have to worry about that again. So you're kind of following them on that journey, and then this at the end of that book, it kind of sets up nice for the next book, because I read the synopsis of the second book, which kind of goes back to where Murderbot had this massacre and this malfunction with their hardware. I gave it a 3 stars. I wasn't super engaged. I think I'll check out the second one because it'll be quick as well and something easy to listen to. If it doesn't click after the second one, I don't think I'll continue, but I didn't mind it. I kind of wanted more action and there wasn't a ton of that. But otherwise, it was pretty good, so we'll do the 3-star rating. And then I started Horror Movie. I'll have to pop pictures of both of those up. Oh wait, no. I have it. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I do have it. I have the book from the library. I am listening to it on, is it Everand now? I don't know why. I keep thinking Scribd, but I think it's Everand now. I am listening to it on there. This one has cool little red edges. This is about a group of filmmakers who produced this movie in 1993. And I guess the person talking about it labeled the thin kid because he's just tall and thin. He's the only one who survives what happened. And I guess there's 4 scenes that were released and the final one was never released. And so it goes back and forth between him as a kid getting this part, them kind of filming these movies, and then him fast forwarding, he's like 50 now. Ted, no. Sorry, he's playing in the cabinet. Him in his 50s now, and they want to remake this, like, movie from 1993, because it was this big, like, gosh, I don't even know. Why can't I think of it? This movie has, like, a lot of, like, theories and stuff around it. So he does join the process of helping remake this movie, and so you get the flashbacks between the two, and then you get, like, little scenes of the movie from the past. So the audiobook's really cool because so you have like these scenes, and don't read this because this is a random page, but it's like the movie and there's different voice actors for each one, and then there's sound effects, so it's very like graphic audio. That's not the whole book, but you get that, so it's pretty cool. So far we're doing good. We're not too far into it. I don't have my bookmark in there yet. I'm gonna do that while I eat, but that is where we're at with this one. Gosh, I have hiccups again. So these are the 2 current reads, and I don't know what's next. We'll see. This is kind of where we're at, and I will check in with you this evening once I've read a little bit of stuff, and I hope everyone had a great weekend, and happy Monday. Guys, it is Wednesday night around 6 p.m. I finally picked up this and started reading it again probably an hour ago. I got to part 2, and part 2 is so far in the book. I kept thinking there was a part 2, but it was taking so long. I was like, maybe there isn't. So I'm going to do spoilers right now in a couple seconds. I'm going to start talking spoilers. So if you want to read this book, please exit out right at this moment. I'm going to turn some lights on while you get a couple seconds. Okay, it's a little better. It's not that much better. So I ordered a barbecue pizza from one of the local places around here, and I'm so excited to eat it. I just don't feel like meal prep tonight. But basically, I'm at part 2. What just happened is Addie, first of all, Eve figured out that her husband was getting with a teacher who's Addie, or with a student who's Addie. Her husband and her are both teachers at the school. She figured it out. She took a picture of him. She told him she wants a divorce and all these things that she demands for her not to say anything to anyone. Nate, her husband, tells Addie. Addie decides that she should go over to their house and confront Eve and tell her that they belong together, because she doesn't want him anymore, then there's no reason that she can't have him. And as these two are having the conversation, Nate isn't there. He got kicked out, so he's off doing his own thing. As they're having this conversation, the things Eve's saying, even though she's being calm, are triggering Addie. And Addie ends up hitting her over the head with a frying pan and then continues to do it. She hits her 3 times. And then she calls Nate, and Nate comes, and he's all pumped about it, because at one point when he tells Addie, he does it over his little text message and says, if she were dead, I could keep my job and we could be together. And of course, Addie's like, well, if we do that, then, even though she's saying she doesn't want to kill her, but she does go to her house to talk to her, and ends up basically killing her. They kind of do this plan that they're going to hide the body and get away with it. He sends Addie upstairs to get some sheets to wrap the body in. And while she does that, Eve wakes up, and then Nate strangles her. And right before it ends, Addie still wants to be with him, but you can tell she doesn't like him anymore. And clearly the things that we know are not what actually this last bit is going to be. In true Frida McFadden fashion, I'm thinking theories. Addie and Eve have to know each other somehow. And Mr. Higgins, the teacher that got fired, that got let go or resigned last year because of rumors with Addie, that's going to play into this. Like, something's happened, and I'm pretty sure Nate's the person they're burying at the beginning of the book. I don't think Eve's actually dead. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to check in and see if that's true. Once I finish the book, we will see. But I'm going to eat some dinner, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, I'm here with a quick check-in. This is still spoilers for The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I want to change my theory a little bit, because I was thinking while I read the first chapter of part 2, I think that Mr. Higgins got fired because of Nate. And I think Nate had a thing going on with another student, and I think it's the popular girl, Kenzie. That's what I think's going on there. And I think Addie knows about it. I think he likes Addie, but she knows about it, and she's getting revenge, and the two women are in on it together. That's my theory. So I'm really hoping that I'm right. I usually don't like to guess, but we're going to see. I have 25% left, and I'm at 74%, and we will see if I get this right. So I'm going to continue eating my pizza and talk to you guys later. Okay, I'm back. I just finished this. What the heck? Okay, 4 stars, first of all. Super, super good. Spoilers, so I'll have to do another skip. What did I just... Oh my gosh. So, Eve was not dead. I got that right. And then I did figure that Nathaniel was getting with Kenzie, because she had to play into it. Mr. Tuttle didn't. But at the beginning, when there was that age gap, because Eve is a lot younger than Nate, I kind of figured there was something weird, but he was just creepy. He got with a 16-year-old. My goodness, this dude was horrible. And his own wife was one of his, victims. Except she's not scot-free, because the part I didn't understand was that she was getting with one of her students, too. What the heck? I don't really like that she got off free, because she was getting with him, and she was 29 and he was 16. Oh my god, but his name's Hudson, or Jay they call him, and she kept referring him to Jay, but you didn't know that until the epilogue. And it was the student the whole time. She kept saying, we couldn't be together, we can't be together. And I thought, you think that this person she's having an affair with is this married man because there's a baby a part of it, but Hudson has a younger brother that he takes care of. He's a kid. And Eve comes back from the grave, kills her husband, and they do it together, which is wild, because Hudson also help cover up Addie killing her dad because her dad was really drunk and abusive and bad. And he kind of got all in their faces one night when they were studying, and she accidentally pushed him down the stairs. And it was an accident, but he covered it up, and then he stopped talking to her. But he must have stopped talking to her because he was kidding with stinking teacher. And now they're all, oh my gosh, like she did it again. This is 4 stars. This was a good thriller. I literally was reading the last chapter and I was like, no way. No way. I was like screaming and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Jay. I thought like maybe they would be together at the end and the epilogue would be them together, but no, Jay and Addie are together. They're both 16. They're gonna date. They like each other. I don't think she should get off scot-free. I don't like that she got off free, but my goodness, what a good thriller. I cannot believe that. All right, well, I am gonna just be mind blown by this for the rest of the night, and such a good thriller. I am like squatting down right now on my bookshelf to talk about it because I don't want to set my camera up all nice, but I literally got up and ran to my kitchen, grabbed my phone, ran into my office, and now we're talking about this. Oh my gosh, if anyone comes across this who's read this, oh, what the heck? I really want to read The Boyfriend now, which is her new book. And anything I can read from her. They just get me. Like, I'm someone who can guess pretty well. That's why when I read thrillers, I don't like to think about it too much because I can kind of put things together if I let myself. And I kind of let myself with this one because I was curious, and I know that I can never get it all right. Like, I can get pieces of it right, like I did with this one, but she can get me at the end. I'll never guess the whole thing like I can do. It's just, I love thrillers and mysteries. They're my favorite. It's my favorite genre next to fantasy, so it doesn't matter to me. But like, I'm decently good at guessing, and Frida McFadden doesn't let me guess. Sorry, I'm like kind of out of breath because I'm just so like, but so good. If you can hear scratching in the background, that is my bearded dragon getting ready to go to bed. So I'm going to put the lizards to sleep because their light should have been off 30 minutes ago, but I was finishing this. So that is our update. 4 stars for The Teacher. I might recap it in the morning without the spoilers, but mind blown. The Coworker, still my favorite one. This could be second with The Housemaid. I really need to buy a copy of The Coworker too, because that is my favorite book by her. So stinking good. I hope everyone had a great Tuesday or Wednesday. It's Wednesday now, and I will check in the morning.